Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is election season in Germany. February 23rd will be a very interesting date. All right. And I'm not sure if you guys remember, but a few years ago, you guys wanted me to take the WAHL-O-MAT, test and stuff to see which party, I aligned with the most. And I did. It was interesting. It was a long video, too. I think it was like 2.5 hours or something like that. I had one of you guys translate the questions for me. But now, there's been a time skip. And I guess there's a feature where the site will just translate the whole thing into English. So it'll allow me to think through my answers a little bit more than I did the last time I did this. So if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. If you guys are returning viewers, welcome back. I think this will be really cool. No edits for this. This is just straight up my actual thought process. So let's go ahead and get into this thing. Hopefully it takes me to the screen I want to go to, dude. Here we go. Yeah, that was good. So federal election, Hamburg state election. Let's do the federal election for this and kind of go from there, man. I want to see what party my opinions align with. It'll be pretty cool. I used to be afraid of this, actually. I'm not going to lie. Back in the day, I was like, man, like, I wonder what my audience will think of me if I do this. But I live streamed it, actually. And you guys definitely, are way more level-headed than U.S. voters. It is wild over there, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and translate this whole thing into English. So I'm hitting English right here. Too easy. I said my German's good, but it's not good enough to understand politics, all right? So here we go. It says WAHL-O-MAT 2025 federal election. All 29 parties running in the election have answered the WAHL-O-MAT questions. Now it's your turn. Compare your positions with the party's answers. The WAHL-O-MAT is not a voting recommendation, but an informative service about elections and politics. Cool. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop on into this thing and see what we're working with. Cool. So, boom. First question. It says Germany should continue to support Ukraine militarily. Oof. I think Germany has a lot of issues of its own right now. So I'm not saying it shouldn't, but I'm also not saying it should. I'm neutral. Okay. But I'm pretty sure you guys are going to want me to make a definitive decision on this, and I can't really be in the middle because I do remember that being a problem. When I did the WAHL-O-MAT quiz the first time, I was in the middle for a lot of things, and that made people kind of upset. They're like, dude, pick one side or the other. I mean, obviously you can be in the middle on some things, but I think it'll be more interesting if I just choose agree or don't agree. So I'll explain myself as I go through these questions as well. It says the expansion of renewable energy should continue to be financially supported by the state. I think they should focus more on infrastructure, but renewable energies could be really beneficial too. And I don't think it's not, funds being misappropriated. I mean, I feel like that makes sense, right? The expansion of renewable energies should continue to be financially supported by the state. Yeah, sure. That seems fine. The citizens' allowance is to be withdrawn from those who repeatedly reject job offers. Ooh, I don't even know what this is. The citizens' allowance is to be withdrawn from those who repeatedly reject job offers. What is this? The citizens' allowance? Cancellation of the citizens' allowance. Is that like the funds that students get to go to school? But it says citizens' allowance, so I'm pretty sure it's not just referring to students, it's referring to regular folk in Germany. What is this? The citizens' allowance? Interesting. I don't know. Citizens' allowance is to be withdrawn from those who repeatedly reject job offers. So if you reject a job offer, then your citizen's allowance is to be taken away from you. I don't know what the purpose of a citizen's allowance is, so I can't say yes or no. I'm gonna be neutral. Okay, the speed limit on motorways. A general speed limit should apply to all motorways. Oh, see, I made a video on this too, man, about the Autobahn, and it's, infinite speed limit pretty much. Obviously on parts of the highways there are speed limits, but there are parts of the Autobahn where it's unlimited, which is really cool. It's what Germany's known for. I don't know why you'd want to take that away, besides the increased amount of people traveling to Germany and probably getting into more accidents because they're unfamiliar with the territory, right? So I guess that being said, because I have asked how dangerous it is to be on the Autobahn with speeds that high, right? Like you're going crazy because there's a few factors that I always think of. Like, okay, if it's raining and people are driving like it's 500 km/h, I think that's dangerous. Personally, I think that's dangerous. And I've seen it, okay, with my own two Augen. Okay, I've seen it. People driving that crazy fast. And I've also, I think people driving super crazy fast on the Autobahn with no speed limit, that portion, in congested traffic, but still driving crazy fast and weaving through traffic. I think that's dangerous too. But although everybody does drive for the most part like they have some sense, it's still scary. And I think that could cause some pretty intense accidents. And last but not least, something we cannot control, which is animals in the road. I think it's very hard to brake when you're driving and stuff. So especially going at speeds that high, I do think it might be best to implement a speed limit. But at the same token, they could just add more speed limits on the Autobahn and not totally get rid of the no speed limit. So I don't agree that the general speed limit should apply on all motorways. On all motorways is crazy, bro. I mean, imagine like your GPS says your destination to get from Berlin to Hamburg is 4 hours and you get there in 2. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to get there in 2 if I want to. So asylum seekers who have entered the country via other EU country. Asylum seekers who have entered the country via another EU country will be turned away at the German border. Okay, let's think this out. So people who were fleeing, let's say Afghanistan, right? Who entered the country from, let's say, England. Because let's say they fled to England and, you know, they seek asylum in England. But they're like, man, Germany look kind of nice. Let me go ahead and slide over there. Brother, I think that's a little too much. I think, you know, the whole point of the asylum thing is to flee the country of danger. Now, if the EU country they fled to is dangerous, I can understand them coming to Germany, right? Like, I'm like, okay, cool, open arms, whatever. But I think there is a naturalization process. And that's the issue where I think we're kind of low-key having in America. So I don't agree with this. Actually, hold on. Will be turned away. I do agree with this. I do agree with that. And hear me out. It's just, I do think that it's kind of I think it's a little strange to be able to, I mean, again, right? Like, it's like if America accepted people that were seeking asylum, and then the people who sought asylum in America are now moving up to Canada and just bypassing their naturalization laws and all that other craziness. Like, I want to live in Canada for the rest of my life. There's a process for that. So I don't think they should nix the process of people being naturalized in whatever country, right? But I do think that you are already, you know what I'm saying? You're residing in a better place already. You know what I mean? Like, why move again? I know people have their reasons, but if you're going to do that, then go through the system. You know what I mean? That makes sense to me. All right. So for new rentals, rental prices should continue to be capped by law. Makes sense. It avoids like egregious amounts of capitalism. I'm assuming they're talking about the housing market. So for new rentals, rental prices should continue to be capped by law. Sure, that makes sense. The federal police should be allowed to use software for automated facial recognition at railway stations. Ooh, we're getting into some Korea-related stuff. So if you guys don't know, I live in Korea. And I think they do use this to identify people that, you know, are trying to flee the law. You know what I'm saying? They have CCTV cameras everywhere. You cannot escape this, bro. So, I do think they should be allowed to use software for automated facial recognition at railway stations. I understand this goes against a lot of the privacy laws that are in Germany, though, too. It's like, I didn't consent to being recorded. But if you're not doing anything illegal, I mean, you don't have to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, I think it'll make a lot more places safe. Again, I'm living in a place, Korea, where it is incredibly safe. It's the safest country I've ever visited, ever, by a landslide. I mean, Dubai was pretty safe too, so maybe Dubai is like on the same level, but Korea is very safe. And I think that what adds to that is the fact that every single person's being recorded at almost all times, no matter where you're at. And it's chill. Like, if you do some crazy stuff, just know they don't automatically arrest you. They build a case on you. So they have a whole file. They got like a highlight reel of you doing craziness out here. And then boom. So this to be able to identify people who commit crimes and stuff? For sure. It's that way it's not left up to speculation and they got to do unnecessary amounts of investigation and blah, 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 blah. Now, I do understand that there's going to be flaws with this technology, but there's flaws in standard investigation. So I do agree they should be able to use that. Boom. All right. Energy intensive companies should receive financial compensation from the state for their electricity costs. I mean, I thought that was already a thing. Yeah. Energy intensive company. Ooh, let me go back. I said agree, so skip thesis. Okay. Energy intensive companies should receive financial compensation from the state for their electricity costs. Intensive? Okay. I am misunderstanding this word because I'm thinking that this question is saying energy saving companies should receive financial compensation for this from the state for their electricity costs. I can't talk. I think that this is actually saying the opposite. Energy intensive, meaning like companies that use a crazy amount of energy, should receive financial compensation from the state for their electricity. Hell no. What the fuck? Nah. Okay, next. All employees should be able to retire without deductions after 40 years of contributions. Okay, let's read that again. This is covering pension after 40 years of contributions. All employees should be able to retire without deductions after 40 years of contributions. And this is something I also don't understand either. Deductions? What are they deducting from? Retire without deductions. Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm assuming, okay, this is what I assume it means. All employees should be able to retire without having anything deducted from their retirement after 40 years of contributions. 40 years is diabolical, dude. It should be after 20 years. That's what it's like in America. And I think that's reasonable because, I mean, 40 years is pretty like optimistic, bro. A lot of people croak before they can finish their 40-year obligation. So I agree. They should be able to retire without deductions. You know what I mean? Like, why would you deduct from their retirement, bro? Like, I guess they taxes and stuff like that, but you worked your butt off. So I do think that if you committed to 40 years, bro, that's insane work. Okay. I do think that you should be able to retire without deductions. That makes sense. Okay. The introductory sentence of the basic law should continue to contain the phrase responsibility before God. No, because it has religious influence behind it, bro. No. It should be very like straightforward. We should also redo a lot of the laws in America too, man, because a lot of it is interwoven in Christian beliefs, which is okay to an extent, but there are so many different people with so many different backgrounds. I know the majority of the population might be Christian, but that's not everybody, right? On a fundamental level, there should be laws established without the interference of religion. I think that is super important, all right? Because you might not align with the religion, but you have to align with the law, okay? Now, I don't agree with, I do agree. Oh, no, I don't agree with them keeping the phrase responsibility before God because, bro, what about the people who don't care about God, dude? They're like, okay, like what the freak? Okay. Like when people say like, put your hand on the Bible and swear on the Bible that, you know, you'll tell the truth and nothing but the truth. It always crosses my mind. What if this person's not religious? They're just doing this song and dance so they don't get packed up in court, you know, and on the American side. But on the German side, I also think it should be less influenced by the Bible, you know what I'm saying? And more influenced by just standard procedure. What is the standard? What is the standard? Let's establish that. So I don't agree with this. Boom. Take it out. All right. Germany should continue to promote the recruitment of skilled workers from abroad. I mean, that's what America does. I mean, right now it's a little bit of a trying time, so maybe not. But I think that could make the country amazing, right? I do think that taking talent from all over the world. I think of it this way. How many of you guys have watched The Avengers, right? The Avengers, imagine if every person in the Avengers only had the ability of Captain America. Now you guys are probably looking at me cross-eyed saying, James, what does this have to do with the WAHL-O-MAT? A lot, because if you promote the recruitment of skilled workers from abroad, you essentially are like Tony Stark. You're grabbing talent from all over the world, the best of the best of the best, to come to your country and make it better. All right. And therefore, you would be the equivalent of the Avengers from Marvel, you know, like imagine having a Spider-Man equivalent, a Hulk equivalent, and blah, 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 blah. Basically meaning, what if you had like a revolutionary scientist from America, a revolutionary engineer from Sweden, and all these different countries, they're all coming in and stuff like that. They take the job opportunities and they enhance Germany's innovation all around. I mean, a lot of things get enhanced from different perspectives. And I do think that that is one of the most beautiful things about integration, or integrating a bunch of different cultures inside of a country, right? I mean, America does that. I mean, I hope they continue to do that, because with the way things is going. So I do agree that they should promote the recruitment of skilled workers from abroad. It'll make the country very, 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 very good, I think, in my personal opinion. Because, I mean, imagine only hiring people that live in your country, and the people who are outside of the country that have potentially better ideas and innovative ways to make the society within your country function far better than it already is, right? I think that would be pretty cool. So yeah, for sure. Go ahead. Germany should again use nuclear energy to generate electricity. All right. Now this is where I'm going to lose a lot of you guys. The environment, right? I'm going to say yes. And I know you guys are like, James, but the environment. I know. We're a foot in the grave. I feel like a few people are carrying out the energy conservation methods. I think Germany's leading the world in energy conservation, but I do think that America and a lot of other countries are not doing that, because we are fighting 11 million different battles right now. As far as electricity goes, if nuclear energy reduces the cost of, usage and stuff per household, I'm all for it. Okay. Yes, it's going to tear up the environment, but at least you can enjoy it while you're alive. Your children might not be able to enjoy their environment because, the environment's messed up. But man, I won't know that struggle because I'll be gone. All right. And that's not a good mentality to have. So don't think like me. But that's what I'm saying. I'll lose a lot of you guys here. And that's where, I'm going to just go ahead and go right or left. You know what I'm saying? For the questions I don't understand, I'll vote neutral, because it wouldn't even make sense for me to vote right or left if I don't understand the question. All right. The top tax rate on income is to be increased. Don't y'all pay like almost 50% in taxes? Jokes. I mean, it's like 37%, but it might as well be 50% with all the additional costs you got going on. No, the top tax rate on income is to be increased. No, don't do that. The Deutsche Bahn's not fixed. What's gonna happen if you increase the tax rate? Where's the funds gonna go, bruh? I feel like, honestly, when we talk about increasing taxes and stuff and people are jumping for joy, now I'm also letting my influenced American brain answer these questions too, because think about it. A lot of the things that have happened tax-wise, the public doesn't agree with in America. Now, in Germany, I think there's a higher public satisfaction. But then also, when you have an excess of money from taxing people a little bit more, I mean, you can see your prime minister ball out like they're Kobe, bro. They're like, oh, the prime minister of Germany, or the chancellor, gifted this country $1.2 billion. And you're like, bro, what about the Deutsche Bahn? What the freak? I don't think they should increase the taxes, dude. I think people are already going through a lot. And you guys got a lot of cool stuff going on. I mean, what would you want the tax money to go towards? That's a better question for y'all watching. The federal government should be given more powers in school policy. Ooh, this is interesting. Oh, God. Okay. The federal government should be given more powers in school policy. The problem with this is we're assuming that every single portion of Germany has equivalent access to things. I think that's actually I didn't understand the whole removal of the Department of Education at first, but part of it, I saw like a TikTok video explaining like why it might be a decent thing. Because obviously it created a standard that a lot of states in America were not able to fulfill in a way. Like, you have impoverished areas that were not able to keep up with wealthy areas in the U.S. So in Germany, I'm not sure if there's that large of a disparity between different locations, right? But I think it won't be that bad if they have more powers in school policy. I mean, what's the worst that could happen, right? I mean, sure. I agree. Germany should continue to be allowed to export military equipment to Israel. Ooh. Yo, man. Oh my God. God. Ooh, so here's the thing. I should automatically say do not agree, right? Right? I'm going to just say do not agree. But here's the thing, though. I understand that what's happening right now, everybody's upset about the Israel and, whatever thing going on. You know what I'm talking about. I can't say too much without, the algorithm being like, wait, what did he say? So I do know that all of it is money related. It is all money related. If you see a conflict like this popping up, I know it's a human rights issue. I know it's, a very powerful thing going on right now. It is primarily, in the eyes of the countries involved, a money issue. That is the only reason why, there's extensive resources being pumped there and blah, blah, blah. It's a money issue. I mean, otherwise we wouldn't be involved. It's a power play, and I think a lot of people don't notice that. And it doesn't justify anything happening. I think the reason why it's even happening in the first place on the side of America, Europe, and anybody else who's involved, it's money, bro. It's money. I look at it and it's very frustrating, and I'm like, what won't we do for money, dude? So I don't agree. We should stop the export of military equipment or y'all should stop the export of military equipment to Israel. All citizens should be required to be insured and statutory health insurance funds. RIP, dude. I thought you guys already were insured, but that shows how much I know. I mean, in statutory health insurance funds, I don't fully know what the statutory health insurance funds are. So I'm going to go ahead and go neutral. Next one says the statutory quota for women on the executive boards and supervisory boards of listed companies is to be abolished. So basically getting rid of DEI in Germany for women, like what? Because that's how I understand. That's how I read that. The statutory quota for women on executive boards and supervisory boards of listed companies is to be abolished. No, what the freak? Come on, man, don't do that. We don't need to be running backwards. We do enough of that right now. Organic farming should be promoted more than conventional farming. But conventional farming could produce more product. So disagree. All right. The federal government should increase its support for projects against right-wing extremism. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. What the freak? Why would you not do that? The federal government should increase its support for projects against, extremism is bad as heck, in any regard. So absolutely create support for projects against right-wing extremism. Companies should continue to be required to monitor compliance with human rights and environmental protection among all suppliers. Companies should continue to be required to monitor compliance with human rights and environmental protection among. Yes, absolutely. I mean, I feel like if you stop the requirement of monitoring compliance with human rights and environmental protection amongst all suppliers, that creates a lot of issues. Safety concerns, moral concerns. Definitely make sure you're continuing to monitor. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God. Is this the Bank of Germany or something? Because it looks like the Bank of America. The BAföG training grant will continue to be paid depending on the parent's income. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't even know what this is, but that makes sense. It should be income-based if you're going to be getting a grant, obviously. The debt break and the basic law should be retained. Now, the basic law, I don't understand. I don't know what the basic law is. So I can't say for sure. Oh, my goodness. I can't say for sure. The debt break and the basic, should be retained. So they should keep it. Retained, right? Keeping, retain, to retain something. Yeah, sure. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? I don't understand what the basic law is, but the debt break, right? Now the debt stoppage or the debt like crack, you know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like either way, it's putting a pause on the debt. So it should be retained. Yeah. You should find a way to pay it off though. Asylum seeker, another asylum question. Here we go. Oh Lord. Asylum seekers in Germany should receive a work permit immediately after submitting their application. After submitting their application? Yeah. Right? Now let's think about this, okay? I don't think what's happening in Germany or in America is happening in Germany. I could be wrong though, because I don't think the issue is they're taking our jobs. I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue that is common between America and Germany is maybe the vetting system, right? Like when America takes in asylum seekers and when Germany takes in asylum seekers, they're taking in everybody. So we don't know who had a past and who didn't when they entered in the country. Now, I'm assuming everybody's good, right? But that's like saying, like, we assume if something were to happen to America and every single American fled to Canada, right? Because we were just not rocking with the war zone that may be, right? Well, that also includes people who had a past that have a documented past. But of course, since you're fleeing your country, it's not like you're going to bring all of your incriminating documents with you to the next country. So then that creates problems if, you know, some craziness happens in Canada and let's say you were the one that was doing some craziness in your original country and you had documentation to document that you have done craziness, and in the next country, well, they're just now getting to know you. But if they had that paperwork, they would have been like, ooh. So I don't think a work permit jeopardizes anything. I do think that after you submit your application, yeah, for sure. I mean, it shows you want to work, you want to provide for yourself, whatever. I'm just saying that whole example is just highlighting what I think the actual issue is when it comes to the asylum seeking thing, right? Because America, we talk about it a lot. We talked about it before the current administration and whatnot. And then, of course, everybody talks about it amongst themselves. So I do think that, you know, being granted a work permit immediately, that would be pretty cool because it creates a streamlined process where you are able to work immediately. It's like, okay, we want to hire you, but you don't have your work permit. So sorry, sir. Or, you know, like, you know, it eliminates the extra additional bureaucracy when it comes to working. Like if you obviously have the intent to work at a location in Germany and stuff like that, I think that's great. That's great. Agree. Absolutely. Go crazy. Germany should abandon the goal of becoming climate neutral. What does climate neutral even mean? What the freak? Let me go ahead and look that up. Climate neutral. What is climate neutral? Okay. Meaning. All right, here we go. Climate neutral means the amount of greenhouse gases released in the atmosphere is equal or less than the amount removed. This can be achieved by reducing emissions and compensating for any remaining emissions. Oh, I'm not going to lie, dude. I'm not that passionate about climate change. I should be, but I've been very vocal about that before. I'm not against it. I'm just not passionate about it. You know, I'm like, okay, like, yes, I understand the world's changing. It's getting hotter and colder because of, you know, the emissions we're putting in the air, and the air's becoming a lot more poisonous and stuff because of worldwide what people are putting out. I mean, good God, have you seen how polluted China is? And, you know, Saudi Arabia and even America, dude. I mean, good God, our emissions are through the roof. I mean, Germany, like, if we had Germany's mentality worldwide, I think we would probably add like 50 years to our lifespan or something. However, that's not the case. Germany should abandon the goal of becoming climate neutral. I don't agree with that. I do think that the people who are passionate about taking care of their climate, go crazy, man. Go crazy. Don't abandon the goal. Somebody's got to be the good guy, right? In Germany, the 35-hour week is to be established as the legal standard working time for all employees. You know, I did just see something about from what was her name? Type Ashton. She did a video on the work-life balance, and I guess her most recent video was talking about how Germans are the sick leave champions, and if they did not take so much sick leave, then they wouldn't be in the recession that they're in right now. You know what I mean? Meaning, like, that was a study that was conducted that she found the research on and stuff like that and put it in a video. And I'm like, dang. So imagine like cutting back on hours and stuff like that in the week, and then, you know, maybe that leads to less production, da 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 da. But that's my capitalistic side speaking. I think in general, 35-hour work week, that should be the standard. Matter of fact, I feel like it should be 30 hours, okay? Make it so that, like, you only work 4 days a week instead of 5. Maybe that's what this is. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is, like, still going to be 5 days, but shorter days pretty much. Yeah, I think the standard should be 35-hour work weeks, dude, for sure. I think it allows the workers to come in to work fresh, and, you know, they're thinking at a higher functioning rate and stuff. I think that's important. Oh, God, we're getting into some very spicy topics, dude. Abortions in the first 3 months of pregnancy should continue to be legal only after counseling. Yeah. Yeah. In the first 3 months should be only after counseling? Hold on. They almost got me, dude. Only after counseling. I feel like that should have called, like, listen, I can't dictate what happens to a woman's body. You know what I mean? I can't. It's their body, their choice. I'm so serious. So I don't agree with this because I feel like they should be able to have abortions with or without counseling. Like, why would you need to be sat down and talked to about what you're about to do with your body? Like, they fully understand. Again, the information is out there. If they want to seek information, additional information on what an abortion is, then good for them. But I don't feel like that needs to be a requirement to get an abortion, bro. Like, so I don't agree with this. But because I do think that they should be able to go and get this abortion without having a mandatory sit-down session, because this seems like it's trying to almost talk them out of doing it. And everybody's situation is different. I don't know why they're getting the abortion in the first place. It's none of my business, right? But like, that avenue should be open for anybody that wants to do it. So I don't agree with this. The euro is to be replaced by the Deutschmark, bro. Are we going back to the Deutschmark, bro? Oh boy. Hell no, man. Do not agree. Come on, bro. Y'all about to turn into motherfucking England, bro. Germany and the German Brexit. Hell no, man. Keep the euro, bro. The euro is to be replaced by a national currency in Germany. That's some AFD ass shit, bro. Don't agree. What the fuck? When expanding transport infrastructure, rail should have priority over road. Yes, the fuck? Yes? Have you not seen the Deutsche Bahn? I'm gonna keep complaining about it was the best and worst train system I've ever rode in my entire life. I love how the Deutsche Bahn is, right? I love it. It's so quiet. It's convenient when it works, and that's the problem. It works. It doesn't work very well because the rails are always under construction. It's very frustrating. Very frustrating. I wish it wasn't so, you know, messed up. Man, I wish I could donate something to help fix the Deutsche Bahn, bro. I want to be able to ride on the train and not worry about my trains being canceled, okay? Or, you know, have my train be delayed by forever. That would be great. You're playing Jeopardy every time you ride the Deutsche Bahn, dude. So absolutely. Rail should have priority over road, 1,000%. What the of course. Voluntary work should be credited towards future pensions. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, 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 yes. That's a great idea. Matter of fact, they should adopt that ideal in America, dude. Voluntary work should be credited towards future pensions. Dude, I'd be volunteering every day. Oh my God, yes. You get bonus points for volunteering? Absolutely, dude. Dangle that carrot in front of me, man. The property tax should continue to be passed on to the tenants. Y'all can do that? Isn't that just increasing the rent? Right? I know that one of the previous questions was about the rent cap, but isn't that just increasing the rent? Continue to be passed on to the tenants. I think now I own a property, all right? So I'm gonna, sorry for all my homeowners out there, but I'm going to play devil's advocate. I actually think that the property tax should be on the homeowner. I pay my own property tax. My tenant does not pay my property tax. Now, technically, I adjust the rent based on the market, right? So maybe you could argue that they are paying my property tax, but I pay my property tax out of my own pocket. So I don't agree that the property tax should be passed on to the tenants. Y'all already pay way too many damn taxes, bro. Well, that's that less thing I want y'all to worry about. All right. The right to strike for employees in critical infrastructure companies is to be restricted by law. Listen, dude, I do understand this. And all I can think of is the Deutsche Bahn, bro. Oh, my God. They strike like it's an Olympic sport. And it does nothing but delay the trains, bro. I have not seen one change. Now, granted, I haven't visited very often, but I've also heard from people that live there that it hasn't done anything. The striking just makes things very inconvenient for people trying to get from point A to point B. So I don't really agree. It should be restricted in some capacity. They should have like a time frame they should do these things. So I do agree that they should restrict that because I'm sick and tired, bro. I'll take whatever I can get as long as my train gets on time, dude. Come on. In Germany, referendums should be possible at the federal level. Let's go ahead and look up what referendum is because, brother, I don't know what a referendum is. What does referendum mean? All these big ass words, bro. What is a referendum? A general vote by the electorate on a single political question that has been referred to them for a direct decision. Oh, oof. Yes. So, a general vote by the electorate on a single political question that has been referred to them for a direct decision. So they make this is like an ultimatum pretty much, right? Ooh, oh my God, I keep doing this. I don't know why the website keeps doing this. Yes. That's the weakest yes you'll hear from me. Children under the age of 14 should be able to be prosecuted. Ooh. All right. I'm working on a video right now on the difference between the US and the German prison system. And I don't think people under 14 should be prosecuted because even if they commit the most heinous acts, right? I do think that there should just be intensive rehabilitation for that individual. They're still a minor, right? They're still a minor. And under 14, something was done to them or something for them to even be of the mind to commit a heinous act like that. Now, I'm not saying they shouldn't face any kind of consequences, but to be prosecuted, bro, like, it's like they didn't even have a chance. So I don't agree with that. They should not be able to be prosecuted under the age of 14. Think about that. A 13-year-old being prosecuted is diabolical. I did hear of a black kid in the US getting prosecuted at 12 years old, and he got convicted as a grown-ass man. The crime that was committed wasn't even that big of a deal. Wasn't a murder charge. So there wasn't that, wasn't like a wild, like bodily harm charge, right? At all. So they charged this kid as a grown ass man. Crazy work, bro. Crazy work. That's ridiculous. Don't agree. Germany should campaign for the abolition of increased EU tariffs. Ooh, on the Chinese electric cars. Tariffs. Oh my God. Tariffs sends chills down me spine, dude. Should campaign for the abolition of increased EU tariffs. So China is putting tariffs on electric cars. Listen, fight the good fight, dude. Let's go ahead and keep campaigning for the abolition of EU tariffs. 1,000%. I mean, If there's an option to pay less, I'm advocating for it. In Germany, it should generally continue to be possible to have a second citizenship in addition to yes, of course. Why would you want to take that away? Dude, imagine only having one citizenship because your country of origin dictates that you can only have one. That's like some American ass shit, bro. Like, I know America, you can have multiple citizenships, but I think they're trying to, I don't know if they're trying to or not, but it wouldn't be surprising if America made it to where you have to choose between either having your one American citizenship or revoking your citizenship in lieu of another one. That would be wild. But I think stacking citizenships should be a thing. That's like collecting Pokemon cards, dude. Absolutely. Let's go. Agree. Whoa. Okay, there we go. A compulsory social year is to be introduced for young adults. What does this even mean? A compulsory social year is to be introduced for young adults. So, like, is this like a gap year pretty much in between school and work? Because if y'all don't already have that, then absolutely. What the freak? A social year? Yeah, dude. Like, take a break. Go party. Go to a concert or something, dude. New heating systems should continue to be allowed to run entirely on fossil fuels, gas or oil, in the future. Oh, well, I'm going to answer this based on how Germany operates with energy in general. And I'm going to say no, because obviously Germany is trying its best to be as energy conservative as possible. They're trying to conserve as much energy as possible. So don't agree. I would normally be neutral because I'm like, whatever. I mean, if that's what's available, that's what's available. But there's an active mission in Germany to try to conserve as much energy as possible. I mean, worldwide, I do think that there's many missions in other countries of people trying to kind of be more energy conscious, but they say that and the actions are different than what they say. But in Germany, they've shown time and time again, boom, you guys are trying to save energy. So I agree. I disagree. I do not agree that the heating systems should rely on exclusively gas or oil. That's going to pollute the environment. So no. The statutory minimum wage is to be increased to 15 euros by 2026 at the latest. At the latest. That's next year. Yeah, dude. That's like some California stuff going on over there, dude. Absolutely. Agree. Okay. Oh my God. Am I about to get my results? That was kind of quick, dude. Maybe I should have taken my time. Which of these theses are important to you? Mark these to include them in the calculation with double weighting. Okay. Which of these are particularly important to you? Okay. Renewable energies, cancellation of citizens' allowance, speed limit on motorways, support for Ukraine. Out of these four, okay, mark these to include them in the calculation with double weighting. So what do I really care about? Renewable energy. I did say that I was like, cancellation of the citizens' allowance. I guess that, yeah, I'd be passionate about that. Put a multiplier on that. Okay, for speed limit on motorways. Yeah, dude, that's important. I'm trying to get to Hamburg from Berlin in like 1 hour. 5, rejection of asylum seekers. Ooh, I don't like how they worded that, bro. I'm not saying reject asylum seekers. I'm just saying, like, just add more, like a few more steps to some of the process, right? Like, and then boom, I feel like everybody will be happy. Damn. Oh my God. So, oh my God, brother. Oh my God. I guess I'll put a multiplier on that too. That is a very important topic. Limitation of rental prices. Automated facial recognition. Yeah, dude. I feel like that's important. That'll help with the non-existent crime in Germany. Energy intense. Oh, well, I guess there is crime, but it's not that bad, right? I don't think it's that bad. Energy intense. Well, I don't know. Energy intensive companies. Pension after 40 years of contributions is, yeah, of course. What the heck? Article 10 of the Basic Law. I probably should have looked this up too. I did not, though. The recruitment of skilled workers, that is very important to me. Oh my gosh. Yes. Use of nuclear energy. Now, this is going to contradict one of my last answers in the WAHL-O-MAT, which was, yeah, go ahead, save energy. And then I'm like, yeah, but you should also use nuclear energy. So I'm going to go ahead and still add a multiplier on that. I know it's confusing, but yes. Raising the top tax rate. How would you do that? Competencies in school policy. Arms exports to Israel. That's important. That's an important topic for sure, at least to me. Abolition of women's quota. Dude, that's very important. Oh my God. What the freak? Projects against right-wing extremism. Dude, 1,000%. They should get rid of that, you know? They should get rid of right-wing extremism. So yeah, I'm all for the projects against it. Control of suppliers. Nah, I'm cool. Debt break. Yeah, for sure. Work permit for asylum seekers. Yeah, dude, for sure. Rejection of climate targets. Oof. 35-hour work week. Yeah, let's go, dude. Okay, abortions after counseling. Yeah, bro. Why would you need the counseling? Like, you don't need it. I feel like that should be like a recommendation, but you don't have to do that. That's so weird. National currency, bro, packed. Like, that is such a cooked ideal, dude. What's the point? What is the point? Oh, well, like, I'm not saying it won't work entirely, but how would that affect the economy of Germany, of having its own national currency? And how would you weight the national currency? Like, what would the Deutsche Mark be in comparison to the USD or to the Korean won or to, I don't know, the euro, right? Like, what would be the conversion rate, dude? And how would they determine that? Interesting. Would it drastically decrease or increase, right? Like, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think they should do that. That's weird. But hey, a lot of things are weird. Rail before road. 1,000%. Dude, imagine a world where the Deutsche Bahn works. Huh? That's crazy. Not that crazy, but that's crazy. In this timeline, that's crazy. But there is an alternate timeline where it's not. Volunteers. Dude, if this is that point that was saying, like, you get credit towards your pension, dude, yeah, for sure. Yes. Allocation of property tax. Restriction of the right to strike. That would make, you know what I'm saying, the likelihood of your train getting delayed a little less likely. But I guess you'd be able to at least project when the strikes are going to happen. Now, they do also give announcements to strikes that are about to occur as well, but I do think maybe keeping them within a specified time frame so people know that no matter what's going on, this will be the window of a said amount of strikes. It could be like on the train system and a bunch of other things, work related, right? If they had it, let's say the last week of every month, for instance, that would be cool. So yeah, restriction of the right to strike. Yeah, put some restrictions on that, bro. Referendums. I know it sounds crazy. That does sound crazy when I put that multiplier on that. But hey, man, a lot of things are crazy. Referendum, nah. Criminal law for under 14 years, dude, against that. What the freak? Abolition of tariffs, fight the good fight. Second citizenship, fight the good fight. Why does it say I skipped this? Did I skip this? I skipped? No, I didn't. Let me go back, y'all. I got to go back. It said I skipped this. Oh my God, bro. I didn't skip these. I skipped. Oh my. Do I have to go back, bro? Oh my God. Let me go back. Okay, let's go all the way back, bro. Okay, let's go to neutral. Oh my God. Federal police should be allowed to use software. Agree. Wow. I can't believe I didn't answer. I should have looked over these questions, dude. All right. What's another one I didn't answer? Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Germany should continue to be allowed to export military, blah, 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 to Israel. No. Okay. Do not agree. Okay. Next one. How did I not answer these, bro? What? Okay. What is this one? Organic farming should be promoted more than conventional farming. I'm neutral, but I'll say don't agree. Conventional farming could be better. What's this one? The training grant will continue to be paid depending on parents' income. Absolutely. There's been some instances where I'll select an answer and I'll click ahead and it doesn't save my answer. You guys have probably seen that. In Germany, the 35-hour work week is to be established as a legal standard working for all employees. Cool. All right, I did that. All right, cool, cool, cool. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize I skipped. And look, it just did that again. So the right to strike for employees in critical infrastructure companies is to be restricted by law. Yes, the freak. Okay. All right. I skipped it. Dude, what? In Germany, it should generally continue to be possible to have a second citizenship in addition to a German one. Absolutely. Okay. All right, let me go through all of these one more time to make sure, double check that I did not skip anything. And so far, it looks like I did not. Maybe there was a glitch in the system, dude, because ain't no way I skipped all those questions. I know I was ranting a lot, but good God. All right. And I think I answered everything. Okay. I think I'm good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. All right. Go here. Boom. All right. Oh, now I got to redo the multipliers. All right. So bam. I'm going to probably change some of my opinions. Opinions. Renewable energies. Cool. Cancellation of citizens allowance. Let's add a thing on that. And speed on motorways for sure. Okay. Now, rejection of asylum seekers. Boom. Limitation of rental prices. Blah, blah, blah. Facial recognition. I think that's important. Energy intensive companies. Pension after 40 years of contributions. Absolutely. Article 10 of basic law. No. Recruitment of skilled workers. Yes, absolutely. Use of nuclear energy. That could be very effective, honestly. So, sorry. Boom. Raising the top tax rate. Nah. Oh, yeah. I was against that. So that would be, yeah. Competencies in school policy. I wouldn't put a multiplier on that. Arms exports to Israel. That's very important. I don't think you should be sending more, help to Israel, bro. I think everybody's low-key against Israel, right? Right? Like, the public's against them, but damn. Anyways, abolition of women's quota. That's very important. The health insurance companies thing, that was neutral on that. So, I mean, imagine being strong neutral. Organic farming, I'm not very passionate about it, but I'm not really for it. Projects against right-wing extremism, that needs to be a thing because it seems like people don't understand what extremism is, right-wing extremism especially, but extremism in general, I feel like people are confusing what that is. Okay, control of suppliers. Parent-dependent BOFG, debt break. That'd be cool to take a break from debt. Work permit for asylum seekers, cool. Rejection of climate targets. The 35-hour work week. That's what we talking about. Abortions after counseling, dude. I don't even know why people would do that. That's insane. National currency. No. What the freak? Rail before road. Oh, 1,000%. 29 volunteers is okay. So volunteers. Yeah, the volunteers thing, the pension thing. I was just talking about that. So like you get a boost, like some kind of credit towards your pension if you volunteer for stuff. That would, dude. People would be volunteering out the wazoo. Allocation of property tax. I do think that owners should be paying their own property taxes, but I don't feel strongly about it. I mean, yeah, I don't feel strongly about it. Restriction to the right to strike. Yes, dude. I'm not saying you should not be able to strike, but I'm saying there should be some limitations, dude. Put it within like a time frame that everybody, so that everybody is aware of when these strikes are going to take place, so you can adjust accordingly. Criminal law for under 14 years. Why would you criminally prosecute a child, dude. I understand that they can also commit heinous acts as well, but I do think that the rehabilitation route is very, very, very effective for people who haven't had their frontal cortex developed yet, especially for people under 14. You can get them out that slump and hopefully allow them to be better people and stuff. At least give them a chance. Abolition on tariffs, yeah, fight the good fight. Second citizenship, fight the good fight. Compulsory social year. I'm assuming that's a year off from school and all that other good stuff. Sure. Fossil fuels, not really that important to me, but cool. Why does it say the increase in minimum wage? It said I skipped the last question. Oh, brother. Maybe I thought it said I answered that. Yes, we should increase the minimum wage. Continue the selection of parties. All right. Which parties would you like to compare your positions with? You can add or remove the parties from the selection by clicking on the logo. Ooh, shit. Okay. All right. Okay. Which parties would you like to compare your positions with? Let's do the CDU, since that's like what, the current party. All right. The CDU were founded in 1945 and 1946, respectively, as non-denominational parties and combined conservative, economically liberal, and Christian social positions. The CSU only runs in elections in Bavaria. In the Bundestag, the parties have together formed the largest opposition faction since 2021. All right. There's the Green Party. I low-key want to see what my positions are in conjunction with the AFD as well, because I know maybe there's some things that they align with that I hope I don't align with. But sometimes, I mean, that's how political parties go, right? Like, you might see eye to eye on some weird shit. AFD was founded in 2013 and focuses on restricted positions in asylum and migration. Oh my God, bro, I'm cooked. Among other things, it has been represented in the Bundestag since 2017. The Federal Office for the Protection of the Constitution lists it as a suspected case of right-wing extremist activities. Wild, very wild. I also want, so since this is the far right, this is the far left, right? Die Linke. I also want to compare my answers with the left. Super far left. The left was formed in 2007 through the merger of the socialist PDS and the trade union oriented VASG. It is represented in the Bundestag. The left advocates disarmament and the expansion of the welfare state, calls for a billionaire and wealth tax, and wants to reduce the burden on small and medium incomes. Okay. And then maybe this party right here. I haven't heard much about the the South Schleswig Voters Association. Okay, the SSV was founded in 1948. It is the political lobby of the Danish minority and the Frisian ethnic group, and is therefore exempt from the 5% hurdle. It focuses on North Germany. The SSV is represented by one member of the Bundestag. God dang. Okay, well, shit. Let's compare our answers with Bayern Partei, dude. The Bavarian Party, dude. The main goals of the Bayern Party, founded in 1946, are Bavarian statehood and the expansion of direct democracy. It also calls for the promotion of small and medium-sized businesses, the introduction of child care allowance, and rejects dual citizenship. Rejects dual citizenship? What? That's so dumb. Anyways, I do want to see how I align with this, or like what answers compare to this. Bundesness Deutschland. Deutschland. Oh my God, dude, I'm so cooked. Die Partei. I've heard of this. The Party for Work, the Rule of Law, Animal Welfare, Elite Promotion, and Grassroots Democratic Initiative. The party was founded in 2004. In its political work, it uses satirical means that it combines with serious core concerns such as reduction in social inequality. Since 2014, it has won 1 and 2 mandates in the European Parliament elections. That'll be interesting. Oh, and the Pirate Party. I've heard about the Pirate Party. I think that's what I was. Maybe I wasn't. What was I? I think I was FDP or something. They identified me as when I did this last time. Let's see if my answers remain the same. The Pirate Party. The Pirates were founded in 2006 with a focus on internet policy issues such as data protection, digital copyright, and net neutrality. Ew. They demand, among other things, a free and democratically controlled technical infrastructure and more authority for the federal government in education policy. I do mess with a lot of like what they stand for, but I'm assuming they voted for Article 13. Crazy. Here you can select all the parties at the same time. Nah, let's not do that. Continue to your WAHL-O-MAT result. I definitely went through that pretty quick. Oh my gosh. Should have taken more time. I think I definitely took, what? It was like almost 2.5, 3 hours the first time I did this. And I'm only an hour in. An hour? An hour, dude? Oh, I'm cooked. I'm so cooked. Okay, what's my WAHL-O-MAT result? Let's look at this. Your WAHL-O-MAT result. Oh, fingies crossed, dude. Fingies crossed. Okay. All right. What does it say that my result is? Your WAHL-O-MAT result. Party for Work, Rule of Law, Animal Welfare, Elite Promotion, and Grassroots Democratic Initiative. Okay, so I'm like 69.2% Departai, 61.7% left. Okay. Week of pregnancy. Is that a party? Is this a party? Week of pregnancy, bro? What the freak is this? South Schleswig Voters Association. Okay, so SSV. All right. So 56.7% Pirates. CDU, CSU, 51.7%. AFD, 42.5%. High levels of agreement between your answers and several parties do not necessarily mean that these parties are close to each other in terms of content. Oh my God. So the biggest party I align with is Departai. All right. More information about the party. Let's go ahead and check that out. And I still got my results here. So let's go ahead and look this up real quick. All right. Let's look this up in English because we will be here forever if I try to translate this into English myself. Okay. The Party for Work, the Rule of Law, Animal Welfare, Elite Promotion, Grassroots Democratic Initiative, Departai was founded, blah, blah, blah. We read this already. Boom, 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 boom. Facts about the party. Chairman, Federal Association, Martin Sonnenborn. Founding year, Federal Association, 2004. Number of members, 54,000. Result of the 2021 federal election, 1%. Is this a bad party, dude? The party has been represented in the European Parliament by its chairman, Sonnenborn, since 2014 European elections. It won a second mandate in 2019 and 2024 European elections. Departai was temporarily represented in the Bundestag from 2020 to 2021 after the entry of non-attached MP Marco Bullo, SPD, until 2018. Oh my God! What? The SPD, bro? Departai has local elected representatives since 2011. Oh my God. I just broke my light. Did I break my light? I didn't break it. We're still good. Oh, I guess it was that extreme reaction, huh? My light could not handle that. All right. Hopefully it doesn't fall again. All right. So it says, Departai has had locally elected representatives since 2011. Departai can win a significantly higher proportion of voters in cities than in rural areas. So I'm pretty sure they have an eccentric way of thinking, what is it called? Yeah, a more eccentric way of thinking. The federal party's basic program is based on a commitment to the basic law and the three basic values of freedom, equality, and sisterhood. The satirical orientation of the party is linked to the serious core concerns. This includes the reduction of social inequality, more sustainability in environmental and animal protection, and the advocacy of direct democracy at the federal level. Reoccurring satirical elements are the building of the wall and the division of Germany, with the demand to merge the Eastern German states that separate them structurally from the rest of the Federal Republic. The party's program for the 2025 federal election ends on all points with encouraging words. Everything will be fine. It's not that bad. There should no longer be any age discrimination in the labor market, not even through child labor. Whoa. Not even through child labor? An ugly and outdated term. Whoa. I might be cooked, y'all. The ruining of public transport should be completed. A train does not exist. A train that does not exist cannot be canceled or be late. Yo, chill. I want them to fix the Deutsche Bahn. Don't give up on it. Cocaine should be legalized in order to have a suitable drug against cannabis consumption. Die Partei wants to criminalize poverty and use surveillance technology to motivate people to economic participation. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm fried, dude. I'm fried. On election posters on its Instagram account, Die Partei comments on current election campaign of other parties using similar imagery. In doing so, it draws attention to current issues such as dilapidated bridges, climate goals, rearmament, right-wing extremism, or the discussion about the Deutschland ticket. Oh no, brother, what is happening? What the freak, bro? So this is, I'm cooked. But then it also says 61.7% of my answers was with the left, and then 56.7% of my answers with the pirates. And then, oh my God, let's go to continue to tuning. Okay, do you want to change your input? Oh my God. Okay, change the weighting positions. Definitely cancellation of citizens allowance. Dang, bro, that's crazy. Waiting into account. Rejection of asylum seekers. Listen, I had an answer for this, dude. It's more complicated than they're making these questions seem. Oh my God, dude, this is crazy work. Then protections against right-wing extremism, yeah. Debt break, blah, 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 blah. I think that I'm pretty set in my answers for the most part, right? Restriction of the right to strike, right? You know, yeah. Continue to the party comparison. Oh, Lord, brother. Party comparison. Now, which of these parties agree? Compare up to 3 parties of your choice and their positions and reasons. Oh my God. Okay. Renewable energies. So the party in the left. So choose up to 3 parties. Since the AFD is so controversial. No party selected. Select party. I do want to see, so the party, Die Linke, and the AFD. I do want to see if, fuck, dude. In Germany, referendum should be possible at the federal level. So they do think that they should have the final say, and I definitely agreed on that. The party, the left, and AFD all agreed on that. Abolition of tariffs. I mean, I'm pretty sure nobody wants tariffs, bro. Like that's reasonable. Come on. Support for Ukraine. I was neutral. I wasn't against it, but I was like, you know. Renewable energies. Yeah, for sure. AFD is like, nah, dude, no renewable energies. Cancellation of citizens allowance. The party is against it. The left's against it. AFD is for it. Speed limit on motorways. A general speed limit should apply on all motorways. Now, I did not agree with that. And AFD did not agree with that either. Rejection of asylum seekers. Of course, the AFD said, your limitation of rental prices. I do think that the owner should pay the property tax, right? But, you know, for new rentals, rental prices should continue to be capped by law. Oh, this is different. Limitation of rental prices. The rental prices should continue to be capped by law, but the AFD is like, nah, raise them things. And I don't think that's right at all. Automated facial recognition. I do think that this should be used. Should be allowed to use software for automated facial recognition at railway stations. Absolutely, dude. But not just railway stations, everywhere. I do think that it should, you know, like, and if they need to, you know, identify people, it could be anybody. It would be very helpful in criminal investigations. I just think that's a thing. I think America should adopt that. Energy intensive companies. Energy intensive companies should receive financial compensation from the state for their electricity costs. The left says yes. I don't think so. I'm saying energy intensive, but that's my understanding of energy intensive as like you use up too much electricity, so you should be compensated for the amount of electricity you're using. No, not at all. Pension for after 40 years of contributions. Absolutely, dude. All employees should be able to retire without deductions after 40 years of contributions. 100,000% yes. So the AFD is cooked for this, dude. Article 10 of the Basic Law. Introductory sentence of the Basic Law should continue to contain the phrase responsibility before God. Of course, AFD said, yeah, dude. The party and the left said no. Recruitment of skilled workers. I think we should promote the recruitment of skilled workers, dude. That's fire as hell. And even, I mean, the left, the one end of the spectrum and the other end of the spectrum, they both are neutral. So that means that part of them agrees, right? The use of nuclear energy. Now, I did agree with that, but so did AFD. Damn. Raising the top tax rate. I think I voted for this or against this. I forgot. I think I voted against this. Competencies of school and school policy. The federal government should be given more powers in school policy. I said, yeah. So did the party in the Linka. Okay. Arms exports to Israel. I said, nar. Germany should continue to be allowed to support the military equipment in Israel. No, dude. Absolutely not. But I think it was neutral with that. But I said no. I said no exports. Health insurance companies. All citizens should be required to be insured in statutory health insurance funds. I said yes, I think. AFD said nar. Abolition of women's quota. The statutory quota for women on executive boards and supervisory boards of listed companies is to be abolished. Of course, the AFD said. Isn't the AFD ran by a woman? Isn't it ironic? Anyways, next one says organic farming. Organic farming should be promoted more than conventional farming. Yeah. No, I said no. I said conventional farming for sure. And AFD also said no as well. Damn it. Projects against right-wing extremism. You wouldn't guess who said no. Jesus Christ. All right. Control of suppliers. Companies should continue to require to monitor compliance with human rights and environmental protection among all suppliers. I think I agreed. Yeah, because I mean, why not? You know, parent-dependent BFG. So the training grant will continue to be paid depending on the parent's income. Yeah, but then the party is like no, so Die Linke, the party are like no. AFD is like for sure. The debt break in the Basic Law should be retained. I said yeah, but I guess I didn't fully understand that, and AFD also said yeah, so I might be cooked. The work permit for asylum seekers. Asylum seekers in Germany should receive a work permit immediately after submitting their application. Yeah, dude, like the way I see it, even if like there's some craziness going on with some of the people that came in from other countries, bro, if they're trying to work, bro. Give them the permits, dude. Like you need a bigger workforce. I mean, it can only be a good thing, right? For having more workers. You want more workers. So yeah, give them a permit, dude. Let them work. Rejection of climate targets. Germany should abandon the goal of becoming climate neutral. I said I disagree with that. So the left and the Die Partei disagreed with it, and then AFD like, yeah, I agree with this. Messed up. 35-hour work week. I definitely think the 35-hour work week could benefit the quality of work produced in Germany, even though the quality is already up there, except for the Deutsche Bahn. AFD obviously was against that. Abortions after counseling. You wouldn't guess who was in favor of that. The AF Dizzle, dude. That's wild. The counseling session is going to be basically like a 1.5 hour shame session of why you shouldn't get the abortion, which is terrible, dude. National currency, the euro is to be replaced by a national currency in Germany, and you wouldn't guess who decided to say yes to this. The AFD. That's why I wanted to compare my answers to the, like, you know, the party that's stirred up the most controversy during this election. I really think that they're not going to win, though. I mean, from what it seems like right now, you got this other dude that's like, you know, turning the tides right now, man. Rail before road. With the expanding transport infrastructure, the rail should have priority over the road. 1,000%. Germany is not America, all right? Now, in America, it should be the road before the rail because the rail system doesn't take up much of America at all. But in Germany, it's the opposite. The rail system is everywhere, okay? And everybody takes the damn Deutsche Bahn. And the Deutsche Bahn keeps frying people's plans. So much so that the stereotype of Germans being on time has been rewritten, all right? Germans are not on time, and it's not their fault. It's the Deutsche Bahn, okay? The allocation of property tax, I do think that owners should pay their own property tax. Come on now. The property tax should continue to be passed on to tenants. AFD's kind of like, allocation. Okay. Restriction of the right to strike. Damn. I did agree to that. They should restrict it. And AFD's like, yeah, they should restrict that. Damn. Criminal law for under 14 years. Children under the age of 14 should be able to be prosecuted. And the AFD said yes. What? I mean, I can't be surprised, but that is still wild. Why? What's the logical reasoning behind charging a child? It doesn't make any sense to me. Second citizenship. Of course, AFD is gonna be against this, bro. In Germany, it should generally continue to be possible to have a second citizenship in addition to a German one. It didn't say revoke your German one. It said in addition to. Yes, of course. But the AFD is like, hell no. Fossil fuels. New heating systems should continue to be allowed to run entirely on fossil. Of course, AFD said yes, bro. I said no, because obviously, like Germany trying to make the effort to, do the little grain thing. But then again, I also voted for using nuclear energy, so it does contradict itself. I'm very aware of that. I know. I'm human at the end of the day. I have flaws, all right? Increase in minimum wage. Yes. Increase that thing. Increase the minimum wage. Okay. 29. Volunteers. Voluntary work should be credited towards future pensions. Yes, sir. AFD said hell no. And the link is like, meh. Compulsory social year. A compulsory social year is to be introduced for young adults. Yeah, dude. And AFD was neutral about it. The left said no. Continue to the reasons. Justification for the thesis. How do the parties justify their positions? Choose a thesis and find out why the parties agree or disagree. Okay, so let's go with support for Ukraine. Pirates, parties agree. We pirates condemn the Russian attack and the Russian war against the aggression against Ukraine. Ukraine must be supported by all available means, arms deliveries, heavy weapons. I think that they should focus more on the countries, bro. I'm going to just pick, okay, I'll pick the party. No world war without Germany is diabolical, dude. They're not wrong. I mean, shit, bro. Oh my God. Again, I got to just put this light up, man. I'll just keep the light here. Give it like more of a dramatic effect. That is diabolical. No world war without Germany, bro. Yo, what the heck? Okay. AFD, what did they say? We demand that all warring parties cease hostilities and begin peace talks without preconditions. The alternative for Germany sees itself as a party in which diplomacy and peaceful conflict resolution are a priority. That doesn't sound bad. Next thesis, renewable energies. What did my party say, bro? Because apparently that's my party, Die Linke, or not Die Linke, the party. They agreed. Not only that, the energy infrastructure, just like telecommunications and supply routes, is of the utmost sensitivity and importance for the existence of a social form and therefore belongs entirely in state hands. With Die Partei, everything will be cheaper than ever before. We like cheap. Okay. Günstig, you know what I'm saying? Günstig. Okay. Now, what did AFD have to say on this? It did not agree. Volatile energies destabilize the power grid, endanger the security of supply, generate high grid costs, and massively limit our competitiveness. They destroy nature, among other things, through the need for space. The AFD will restore the energy supply triad of security of supply, economic efficiency, and environmental protection. In the future, plants for the generation of renewable energies will have to prove their environmental compatibility and economic benefit. The EEG will be abolished. Oh, shit. All right. Next one. The cancellation of the citizens' allowance. The parties that agreed with it were the CDU, AFD, and BP. Whoa. Okay, so AFD said the citizens' allowance is a social benefit for job seekers. If a job seeker repeatedly rejects job offers, even though they are reasonable, the solidarity community can no longer be expected to provide financial support. So is this Hosfia? Is that what that is? So the citizens' allowance is Hosfia. Hetzfia. And the party says citizens' income will be abolished and poverty will be punished. Anyone who dares to fall below the poverty line will immediately receive an unconditional basic income. The party is currently testing this across Germany through local mandates. Okay. Interesting, dude. Okay. Speed limit on motorways. So the people who agree with this were the party. Why? The party stands for freedom and individuality like no other party. No one should be forbidden from pushing their car to the limit and thereby endangering their own and the environment's lives. However, we are also a populist smear party and are seeing an increased interest in speed limits. As a compromise, Chancellor Harapot will campaign for a speed limit of 330 km also on country roads, which should benefit all interest groups. So that's not bad. That's a very high speed limit, dude. What the fuck? That's crazy. And then AFD just said, "Nar." It says there are already far too many politically motivated influences on traffic. Citizens are responsible and able to act in accordance with the road traffic regulations and adjust their speed where necessary. Ugh, brother. Ugh. Okay, next. Okay. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Rejection of asylum seekers. Asylum seekers who have entered the country via another EU country will be turned away at the German border. All right. I said yes to this as well because, I mean, it doesn't make sense to hop from one country that already housed you to another country that has the perception that you're already being taken care of. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? Unless there was talks between the countries. Now, AFD says German law excludes entry from a safe third country for the purpose of granting asylum. Contrary to this legal situation, such entries have been tolerated for years. In reality, almost every asylum seeker who has entered the country illegally stays here permanently. This situation is intolerable. The reference to an allegedly necessary review of responsibility for the asylum procedure expressly does not apply here, since this would also be possible in the already safe previously crossed EU neighboring country. See, I will say that is low-key cooking, bro. Like, that is what I said. Why would you want to go to another EU country to live when you're already safely in another EU country? You know what I mean? Like, if let's use this in the state for Germany, right? Like, let's say Germany takes in 12 asylum seekers, and then out of the 12, 6 of them go to the UK, or yeah, let's say like 6 of them go to Greece or something, or Spain. They go to Spain, and they go to Spain from Germany. But then Germany was already taking care of them. Like, why would you need to go to Spain, bro? Unless it's like vacation or something. You know what I mean? Like, why would you go live in Spain on the asylum thing? Like, when you're seeking asylum means you're fleeing a country that was a danger to you. So you're not fleeing Germany. Like, you're moving to a different place without going through the proper system. Like, there's systems in place for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. Now, the party says asylum seekers should be informed at the border about the democratic crisis, economic crisis, demographic crisis, economic crisis, local transport crisis, housing crisis, climate crisis, and education crisis in Germany. If they still want to come in, we will carry them on our hands to a job of their choice. Interesting, actually. It's like, hey, we're actually struggling over here right now, so you can choose to come here, but like, you might face some hardship. So there is that. All right. Next one says limitation of rental prices. It says for the new rentals. Dude, this looks diabolical. I'm just now looking at the light on my face. Is this scaring y'all? Because it's low key scaring me. Shit. Limitation of rental prices. Okay, so the party says that's no use. Rents are far too high anyway. In the future, apartments will have to be rented out 5% cheaper when they are rented out again. This creates incentives to run the housing market more efficiently and reorganize in according to lean management. This is the only way to bring about innovation in this area. Okay, cooking. AFD disagreed. They said rents are rising because government institutions are restricting supply with building regulations and construction obstructions. We need a massive reduction in bureaucracy and deportations of unauthorized persons. This will lead to the rents being regulated by supply and demand. The deportations would do that. Oh, all right. The federal police should be allowed to use software for automated facial recognition at railway stations. Absolutely. AFD said, unfortunately, train stations are now among the high-risk zones, which is true. That is true. The police can only respond to the growing increase in crime there to a limited extent by increasing the number of personnel. The use of modern technology such as automated facial recognition can partially compensate for the personnel problem. Data protection concerns can be eliminated by appropriate legal regulations. Now, I knew almost every person in Germany is going to be against this because everybody loves their privacy, hence GeoGuessr and the blurred houses, okay? The party, though. The comprehensive surveillance of public and private spaces is urgently needed in the future. Artificial intelligence is certainly very helpful in this regard and is generally no dumber than natural intelligence. Marcus Soder. Damn. Apart from that, we as a party are also urgently interested in the movement and interest profiles of all voters in order to derive algorithm-controlled measures to improve our election results if necessary with appropriate force. Okay. All right. I'm not sure how I feel about that answer, but okay. Energy intensive companies should receive financial compensation from the state for their electricity costs. So the my party is the party. Oh, wow. Dude, both of my parties didn't agree with that shit. So the party says that is not necessary. Chancellor Harapot will ensure a rapid and fundamental restructuring of the energy market and let prices melt like polar caps. Electricity will be so cheap that in the future, people will have to be paid to buy it at all. Damn. Okay. AFD said, we want to design our future energy mix to be ideology free and open to new technologies. And to do so, we want to tap into cheap energy sources. This includes restarting nuclear power plants and cheap pipeline gas. In this way, we want to return to internationally competitive energy and electricity costs. We will also significantly reduce energy taxes and completely abolish the CO2 tax. This will make subsidizing companies' electricity costs unnecessary. All right. For the first time, I can say that both of these answers are acceptable. I do agree with both of those. All right. All employees should be able to retire without deductions after 40 years of contributions. I agree. Dude. Okay. The party says after 40 years, but that already includes 20 years of studying philosophy, right? Or, yo, why is the party so sassy? Like, my party is so sassy, dude. All right. AFD says the pension is an insurance benefit. The amount depends on the amount of contributions. The only exception is the basic pension supplement for those who have been insured for a long time and who receive a very low pension. In principle, the AFD wants to leave it up to each employee to decide when to retire. Whoa, hell no, bro. That should be flat across all companies. If they retire before the standard retirement age, this means deductions. If they work longer, it means supplements. But this also means that those who work less receive less pension. So if you do less and work 20 years or 40 years, then you're still going to receive less than someone who busted their ass and worked those 40 years. Yeah, I don't know if I like that, bro. But I will say, I think 40 years is too long. It should be 20 years for real. 10. Okay. An introductory sentence of the Basic Law should continue to contain the phrase responsibility before God. All right. What did my sassy ass party say, bro? Walla, no. Hell no. They said, fuck no, dude. All right, AFD says the wording is not an introductory sentence, but part of the preamble, which is an introductory sentence, which is part of the entire constitutional work. At the time the basic law was created, the reference to God was a reference point for the history of the Christian West, which the constitutional authors felt committed in contrast with the barbarism of the Nazi dictatorship. This contemporary historical framework is so significant that it deserves to be permanently documented. Oh, God, no, dude. Get rid of that shit. Recruitment of skilled workers. Germany should continue to promote the recruitment of skilled workers from abroad. So the party, my sassy ass party, says 4 more years of economic minister Habeck, and we will no longer need skilled workers. Bro, skilled workers are fire. Yeah, you know, be fire. AFD says, we welcome the immigration of qualified specialists, provided they can contribute to the success of our country and to strengthening Deutschland as a business location. This applies to all professional fields in which we have a shortage. For example, in the skilled trades, in the health sector, in the scientific and IT professions. However, we will put an end to the misguided path of mixing qualified immigration and humanitarian protection. All right. Well, basically, the AFD was very roundabout in their answer, but they also agree too. So all 3 of us align, I guess, as far as that particular point goes. Germany should again use nuclear energy to generate electricity. I said yes. AFD also said yes. They said nuclear energy is cheap, safe, clean, and demand-based form of energy that requires little space. Coal and nuclear power must be expanded. In doing so, proven technologies and new developments must be taken into account. Existing power plants will be put back into operation as quickly as possible. The technologies and requirements required for this should be located again in German companies, authorities, institutes, and universities. Yikes. The party says, as a party of progress, we have long been calling for an increase in the targets for renewable energies. At the same time, however, we also care about the many miners in the Ruhr region and in the East German wasteland whom we'd like to win over as voters. Oh, they're very transparent with that, actually. That is why the party also supports the continued operation of existing coal mining, as well as the reconstruction of coal-fired power plants that have already been shut down. We love everyone. All right. And boom. This one is the raising the top tax rate. The top tax rate on income is to be increased. My party says this is a debate about envy that will no longer be relevant under Chancellor Harapot. If everyone is doing well and everyone has enough, there is no need to look enviously at the income and taxation of others. Moreover, the issue misses the core of the problem because the top tax rate only applies to a taxable annual income of 277,000 euro. After that, the highest tax rate is due. So why pick the ridiculous middle class? Why pick on the ridiculous middle class? AFD says, we are committed to the principle of more net from gross for all taxpayers and will therefore reduce income tax across the board. Basic income tax allowances will be increased to 15,000 euros. This will result in a corresponding shift in other tariff thresholds up to the top tax bracket. This will be financed by massively reducing expenditure, in particular by foregoing ideology-based projects. All right. And then we're going to go through these, man. The federal government should be given more powers in school policy. The party says, a grade for ale, promises Chancellor Harapot of the Partei mischievously as he runs his fingernails over the blackboard. Oh my gosh. And then we have AFD says, due to their differences in culture, structure, and region, the federal states should maintain their independence in the important areas of education. In this respect, the AFD is committed to educational federalism and considers the federal government's current powers in school policy to be sufficient. Cool. Next. Arms exports to Israel. Germany should continue to be allowed to export military equipment to Israel. Both my parties said, I guess, well, my primary party, the party, and the AFD, they both kind of came to an agreement on the neutral thing. Germany should supply weapons of both sides in order to generate maximum profit to compensate for the loss from weapons given to Ukraine. Someone has to think about the German economy. And I know that this right here aligns with what the AFD about to say. We fully recognize Israel's right to exist, and the state of Israel is to defend it militarily. This is especially true against the background of the terrorist attack by Hamas in Israel on October 7th. However, the AFD's fundamental position of not supplying weapons to tension or war zones remains unaffected. Yeah, I do think we should kind of just let that thing, it's interesting. It is a very interesting topic. And I definitely need to dive more into it. I think I simplified it too much earlier, so I am very sorry about that. All citizens should be required to be insured in the statutory health insurance funds. The party says a clear yes, as long as the better off do not suffer the same harassment as the lower rabble. The health system will continue to develop at the expense of one group. The only rabble has the chance to harden themselves properly to develop a strong immune system, though long waiting times and overcrowded waiting rooms full of people who are apparently dead. These poor creatures learn to deal with things like that and are therefore more vital and resilient than the rich. That's unfair. All right. And the AFD says something crazy. Medical progress is primarily financed by those with private insurance, as doctors and hospitals earn significantly more from them than from those with statutory insurance. The high insurance contributions for statutory health insurance arise because the states do not adequately fulfill their statutory responsibilities in hospital infrastructure, and the federal government makes those with statutory insurance contribute to the health insurance of those receiving citizens' income, for example. The citizens' income is definitely a hit for you, bro. Crazy. All right, next is abolition of the women's quota. Bro, I want to see what AFD had to say about this, bro. Why? Companies should... they're about to say the same thing Trump said. Companies should select their employees based on the principle of best selection and not fixed quotas. Quotas for women devalue women's performance, at the same time represent a significant form of gender discrimination. Oh my Lord, brother. The party says no. Instead, listed companies should be abolished. Casino capitalism should be the sole responsibility of the gambling industry. In addition, the current government is already working hard to shrink our economy to a healthy level, and we will continue to do so competently. That makes sense. 18. We're almost done. Organic farming should be promoted more than conventional farming. The party says organic farming is a nice dream, but it ignores reality. See, that's what I was saying. Conventional farming is way better, dude. Organic farming is a subject to the whims of nature and is therefore flawed. The survival of humanity can only be ensured by producing very large fruits, pesticides, genetic manipulation. Of course, this can harm humans and animals, but wouldn't you rather die of cancer when you're old or of hunger when you're young? That's pretty based, not going to lie, and I do agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Now, the AFD says this. It is not the total amount of funding that matters here, but the specific individual company measure. The respective funding must be balanced in such a way not too much is invested in an organic niche market that cannot find buyers in times of inflationary food prices, and at the same time, the nationwide supply of domestic food from conventional production can be ensured. Yeah, I definitely am. Wait a minute. The party agreed with it? Yeah. I think the party low-key disagrees with organic farming. Conventional farming is way better. But I guess they acknowledge the benefits of organic farming, and I understand the benefits of it as well, but conventional farming is way better. GMO. The federal government should increase its support for projects against right-wing extremism. Now, I know the AFD is definitely one of the only parties against this, but the party says, boom, Nazis kill. Okay. AFD says the funding provided to date against right-wing extremism has primarily served to finance left-wing organizations and extremists and violent associations. Accordingly, these organizations refuse to make a commitment to the free and democratic basic order as a prerequisite for funding. The parties close to them have also prevented such a commitment as a prerequisite. Wow. Well, the party that I primarily align with is, bro, diabolical. Their answers are diabolical, bro. The company should continue to be required to monitor compliance with human rights and environmental protections amongst all suppliers. So the party says, yes, it is important to employ expensively trained but essential useless graduates in such a way that enough income tax still ends up with the legislator. So control is good, but consequences would still be far too reaching, or would be too far reaching. This should be a grace period of 45 years for this. You can't save the world in a day. Okay. Sassy answer as usual, but I'll take it. AFD says the corresponding supply chain law makes German company. Oh my God, what did I just do? Dude, I just did something. What did I just do? Oh no. Let's go ahead and fast forward. Fast forward. Oh my God, I'm cooked, dude. I was on 14, I believe. Nope. I was on 20, I believe. Yeah, was it right here? The corresponding supply chain law makes German companies responsible for grievances in their supply and sub-supply chains in developing countries. It aims to achieve better living conditions for employees there, but sets such high standards in terms of bureaucracy, costs, and liability that many companies withdraw and jobs there are lost. In any case, a competitive disadvantage arises compared to foreign companies. All right. The BAFG training grant will continue to be paid depending on the parent's income. AFD said, and they basically said, they always give long answers. BFG is an important instrument that is intended to enable trainees from low-income families to finance a school qualification or a degree course. It should be reserved exclusively for a group of people who are dependent on this financial support. However, the BFG should be further developed into a fair social benefit for pupils and students from low-income families. This also includes an increase of the requirement rates. All right, the party says parents are part of the family, and families are known to be breeding ground for fascism. No one should have to rely on the income of fascists. BFG independent of parents and for as long as you want. If you have critical parents, report them. Okay, interesting. Okay, the debt break. The debt break and the basic law should be retained. AFD said, yup. It says, it's trivial that income and expenditure must be balanced without debt. And the existing debt break in Article 109, the basic law already shows a debt budget of up to 0.35% of the GDP per year. Article 115 of the basic law even allows debt break to be suspended in certain emergency situations, with which the German state has made extensive use of since 2020. All of this is already the current legal situation. An amendment to the basic law is therefore in no way necessary. The party basically says, no, it's completely unnecessary. Debts are traditionally inherited, and we do not want to break with this custom. I still don't understand the break. Asylum seekers in Germany should receive a work permit immediately after submitting their application. I know the AFD was against this, bro. They were against this. Boom. Now, the party says in order to integrate as best as possible, wage labor in Germany wage labor is Germany's favorite hobby. Most valuable cultural asset is the dramatic health risk. A good way to focus on your own values again. Boom. AFD says a work permit during the ongoing asylum procedure consolidates one's stay in Germany, which is undesirable in the case of a negative asylum decision. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Therefore, a work permit should only be granted if the asylum decision is positive for asylum applicants and rejected asylum seekers. However, we will no longer provide a work permit outside of the mandatory community work opportunities. Oh, I didn't think of that, dude. Yeah, I'm cooked. I didn't think of that. In the comments down below, tell me what you guys think as far as my stances on a lot of these things and your stances on a lot of these questions and stuff. Because I know I'm going to have some pretty intense discussions in the comments. I'll try to respond to as many as I can. Germany should abandon the goal of becoming climate neutral. AFD says, yep, the climate targets set are overambitious and are slowing down economic growth. In addition, industrial production, which is bound to high environmental standards in Germany, is being relocated abroad, where it is causing considerable environmental damage due to a lack of regulations there. Now, the party says, above all, Germany should become more open to opportunities represented by climate change. What do we have to lose apart from France sinking into the Atlantic? And what would really be such a big loss? Damn. And would that really be such a big loss? Basically said, fuck France. Opportunities are opportunities and dangers are just thorny opportunities, brother. That is wild work, dude. I'm going to use that. Like, dangers are just thorny opportunities. Wild. In Germany, the 35-hour work week is to be established as the legal standard for working time for all employees. Of course, my party say yeah. Now, the working generations of our time can no longer expect a happy retirement or golden retirement. 5 hours a week is the minimum to enjoy a little retirement. Now, AFD says Germany is one of the countries with the lowest weekly working hours per employee. A further cut would, on one hand, further reduce the already fragile international competitiveness of Germany's companies, and on the other end, lead to price increases at home. Both would further reduce prosperity in the country. I could see that too. I'm not going to lie. That would be kind of cooked, but it would be great for morale. Abortions in the first 3 months of pregnancy should continue to be legal only after counseling, brother. What the heck? All right. AFD says the right to life is a fundamental human right. The right to life of an unborn child is diametrically opposed to the mother's wish for an abortion. Sensitive counseling must address the needs of the mother and the child equally. Cooked. That is such a cooked way of thinking, dude, because we don't know each of these individuals, not train of thought, but situations. We don't know their situations. Every situation is entirely different. They don't have to carry the pregnancy to full term if they don't want to, based on their situation as well. A lot of those decisions are situation based, I think people are assuming that they're emotion based. I'm not ready for this, look at the situation they're in. The party says everything that doesn't pay rent out. Bro, I'm loving these responses, bro. That's wild work, bro. Everything that doesn't pay rent out. Roast. All right. The euro is to be replaced by a national currency in Germany. I hope the party said some sassy ass shit to this. AFD said the foundations of the euro were stability rules and not joint liability of states. Both rules are constantly being broken. The euro is now being saved every day through EU community funds, guarantees, cash gifts, and purchases of government bonds by the ECB. Any further participation in the permanent rescue is tantamount to delaying insolvency at the expense of German taxpayers. The costs of conversion would now be lower than the costs of remaining in the euro system. Now, that was a lot. All right, that was a lot. Now, what did the party have to say? No. Instead of thinking smaller, Die Partei has been working in secret for years to replace the euro with a world currency. Today, you can already get Santa Fe vouchers at rest stops, train stations, and department stores, which we believe should function as a stable currency across all national borders and front lines. I have heard about that, actually. I don't know when this will go into effect, but good God, I have heard about it. When expanding the transport infrastructure, rail should have priority over road. Absolutely, dude. You could tell these motherfuckers don't use the Deutsche Bahn, bro. Clearly. Let's be honest here. Public transport in Germany is completely ruined. Absolutely. Amen. Preach. inefficient, and uneconomical. I agree. All right. There is no point in throwing more and more money at a problem that will not be able to be solved in the foreseeable future. Chancellor Harapat is taking a bold, enthusiastic approach and will put an end to public transport in Germany. We can only complain about the problems that exist, and a train that doesn't exist cannot be canceled or late. Yo, fuck the party, dog. Fuck this dumbass party, bro. This is stupid. Stupid. Bro, keep the Deutsche Bahn. Just make it better. Good God. That's such a, oh my, cooked. All right. AFD says, transport infrastructure has been neglected in all areas for decades and must be massively improved in the same way. At least they want to improve the Deutsche Bahn. I can get with that. All right. Improve the Deutsche Bahn. Don't give up on that shit. What kind of dumbass ideology is that? Voluntary work should be credited towards future pensions. Of course, dude. My time's valuable. Yeah. How much do we get after 20 years of departheid, bro? Dude, still, I love these answers, bro. Sassy as hell. AFD says, hell nah. Voluntary work is carried out independently and without any intention of making a profit. As a rule, the person receives an allowance for expenses, which is usually tax and duty free. We attach great importance to the fact that civic engagement continues to be carried out of conviction for the common good. A little reward would be nice, though. The reward for voluntary work is public recognition and honor. Gross. I want something tangible, dude. Public recognition is not enough, as well as small discounts for free travel passes. There is still considerable room for improvement in many federal states. Is there room to add benefits to retirement, possibly? Anyways, the property tax should continue to be passed on to tenants. CDU say, AFD is neutral. They said the property tax should be abolished and municipalities should be compensated from federal funds. The party says, we are calling for the collectivization of Parkstraße and Schlossallee. Landlords will go straight to prison and not collect another 1,473 euro for 47 square meters of the ground floor. They're so sassy, bro. I swear to God. Bro, what the fuck? 31. Restriction of the right to strike. The right to strike for employees in critical infrastructure companies is to be restricted by law. I agree with this, actually. AFD says, in our country, the industrial action has so far been developed essentially through case law. The Federal Constitution Court has imposed restrictions on the right to strike in areas of public services for maintaining emergency operations. Other EU countries also have statutory deadlines for announcing strikes in critical infrastructures. That's what I was saying. Have an announcement, have a time frame that people can predict these things happening, because it will allow emergency services to function properly and people's day-to-day activities to flow seamlessly without having their plans ruined and people's lives in jeopardy because of strikes, infrastructure strikes, bro. Since providing for citizens is our top priority, we must also create a clear legal regulations on this. Absolutely, I agree. The party, though, says no. We are afraid of criticism from critics who work in critical infrastructure companies and might criticize the decision. Critical, bro. That's an alliteration right there. No, we are afraid of criticism from critics who work in critical infrastructure companies and might criticize the decision. Critical. Sassy is what it is, bro. Sassy motherfuckers, bro. Anyways, referendums. The party says yes to that. In Germany, referendums should be possible at the federal level. The party and the AfD both agree. Yes, these should then deal with the really important questions such as what's for dinner today and who takes out the garbage. Bro, oh my God, unserious. What the fuck? AFD, they're gonna, bro, god damn, what did they say? This is a requirement of a mature understanding of democracy. Parliamentary democracy takes into account the fact that modern developed states have a high need for control. This form of indirect influence of the people on state affairs must find its limits when it comes to fundamental decisions on fundamental questions of community life. The stability of Swiss democracy is a shining example of the added value of referendums. Interesting. I agree with the party, though. The party is sassy, but I do agree with them, except for their stance on the Deutsche Bahn, bro. What the fuck is wrong with y'all, dude? Cooked ass party. Same with the AFD has obviously been cooked, but like the party itself, bro. Good God. Departei. Children under the age of 14 should be able to be prosecuted. What kind of cooked ideology is that? If the CDU agrees, cooked, dude. AFD is committed to lowering the criminal liability threshold to the age of 12, particularly in the area of violent property and actual crimes. It can be observed that criminal careers are started earlier and earlier, and the perpetrators are committing their first criminal act at an increasingly younger age. These are not assumptions, but the results of empirical studies. The police and public prosecutors have so far been powerless to prevent this. There's got to be a better way, dude. Get the children off the streets. Let them work. Yeah, dude. Put them in fucking, like those little, like make them work, dude. Like, there's like, what is it? Like Job Corps? Like their punishment is having to work at a company for $3.99 or like little to no money. That's a reasonable punishment. Germany should campaign for the abolition of increased EU tariffs on Chinese electric cars. Absolutely. I agree. No, quite the opposite. While German car manufacturers are offering electric cars for the annual income of their foreman, the Chinese car market has targeted the ordinary German man and his wife precisely to flood out our streets with their products. Nobody wants that. So import duties should be significantly increased. AFD says tariffs to protect the domestic economy lead to a weakening of the protected companies in the medium term because the pressure on them to adapt to changing market conditions and thus their competitiveness is reduced. This also applies to Chinese imports, as long as there is no clear violation of the international competition order. Instead, politicians should ensure good location conditions, such as cheap energy, low bureaucracy, and intact infrastructure. All right, next thesis. Boom. I understand. So going back to that real quick, I definitely think they should fight against tariffs. Obviously, in Germany, it should generally continue to be possible to have a second citizenship in addition to a German one. Now, I agree. The party also agrees. We understand that in these times, you need a plan B. Yes, sir. Okay, now we right back on the map. Me and the party, we locked in. We locked in, bro. We like this. Okay, damn. I fuck with that. AFD, what are you saying? If one understands citizenship, as always, as a special power relationship between a citizen and his state, which is linked to special duties of protection for the latter and special duties of loyalty, including the sacrifice of one's life for the former, then such a relationship can normally only exist between a citizen and a state. Special exceptional cases are conceivable. These should also be taken into account. That is a cooked answer, dude. AFD, what is wrong with y'all? We're not saying revoke your citizenship. We're saying you're allowed to have new ones. Fried. They should be called the Fried Party, dude. A compulsory social year is to be introduced for young adults. The party, go crazy. What you say? Yes. Okay. Facts, dude. Oh, bro, the party's, cooking, dude. They're cooking. AFD says, we would like to reinstate the compulsory military service. According to the current legislation, this also includes alternative service. However, we reject a purely social compulsory year. All right, AFD, get it together. All right. Fossil fuels. New heating systems should continue to be allowed to run entirely on fossil fuels in the future. Hell nah. AFD says the need for our technologies and their further development is best regulated by the free market of developers and suppliers, depending on the application and availability of resources. The free market also reacts much faster than a legislator ever could. We need fewer regulations in housing construction, not more. This is the only way to reduce construction costs and thus increase the number of new apartments. That is why we also want to abolish the GEG without replacement. Ooh, the party says Fossil fuels also include natural forests, chips, and the future of your children. Keep that in mind. Just saying. Next is 38. The statutory minimum wage is to be increased to 15 euros by 2026 at the latest. Now, I know the party got something sassy to say. Say it. The minimum wage must be linked to important everyday things and automatically increase accordingly. 1 hour of work must be enough to buy a good dinner consisting of a kebab, a thirst quencher, a dos leche, and a pack of cigarettes. Hell, bro. Hey, man, this answer is cooking, bro. I love it. AFD says the decision on minimum wage is the sole responsibility of the Minimum Wage Commission. It is made up of competent representatives of employers and employees. An excessive increase in minimum wage will overwhelm many companies. Then more jobs will be lost, and employees will end up worse off than before. Especially since inflation is also on the rise, the AFD is also striving for higher wages, but knows that this will only work in the long term with an economic upturn. Wow. Very, very hardy stuff, dude. Very hardy stuff. All right. Which party are you particularly interested in? Boom, boom, boom. So we did all this. Man. We went through the gauntlet, bro. We basically figured out what all of these are. And basically, the Linka and I are, not the Linka, Departa and I are pretty locked in. Pretty locked in, I'm not going to lie. So let me know what you guys think about that. That was a very long test, and you guys heard my perspectives on a lot of things. I know you're not going to see eye to eye with me, but hopefully we can have a discussion in the comment section like adults. Okay. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you very soon. Take care. Peace.